If you've gained some weight in middle age, one of these will be your best friend. But what happens if it runs out of juice? Do you eat fast food or do you recharge your blender? What do you do? Well, just like another Detroit celebrity would say, Tim the Toolman Taylor, you need more power. That is what our Cobra Power Station, our 200-watt power station, is here for. Check that out. Turn this on. Now look at that. I'll be having green smoothies in no time. In this video, we'll hit the high points of the Cobra 200-watt power station, and for more helpful product review videos like this, hit that subscribe button. While we wait for our blender to charge, let's do a quick walk around our Cobra 200-watt power station. All the action is right here at the front of the unit. So on the left-hand side, you'll see two 110-volt electrical outlets. In the middle across the bottom, you'll see two USB-A outlets and a USB-C outlet. That's your fast charging bank. If you move just to the right of that, you'll see the input, which is how you charge the Cobra Power Station. And then just above that, you'll see the 12-volt DC outlet. Each power bank has an individual switch, so you can run just one, or you could run two of them, or you could run all three if you need. The Cobra 200-watt power station comes with two flashlights to help you at night, the front area light and the LED light. Here's how these work. To turn on the LED flashlight on the left-hand side of the unit, press and release the light button on the front control panel. If you press and release the light button again, it'll turn the LED light off. Now you can cycle between three different modes on the LED flashlight: solid, strobe, and SOS. And this is really nice if you're ever stranded during the winter time. As for the area light, all you do is press and hold the light button until it turns on. And then to turn it off, you just press and hold the light button again, and off it goes. As far as where you can use the power station, it's endless. From the garage to the farm to the workshop, if you're camping, if you're tailgating. I think back to the time when I was on the road with Chevy's National Truck Team, big experiential marketing program that toured the United States. So we were oftentimes at state fairs, we were at IndyCar races, we were at NASCAR races. We would travel with all the trucks and all our gear to set up our big experiential marketing footprints. Something like the Cobra Power Station would come in handy if you have a job where you're traveling or you would need to power something up on demand. As far as what you can charge and boost up with your Cobra Power Station, sky is really the limit. We were doing our blender just a second ago, but we took the liberty of grabbing a handful of things around the office just to demonstrate. We'll start with our Fantic Precision screwdriver. Now these things are awesome, super handy to have, but as you can tell, battery needs a charge. So what we can do is we can go to our USB-A port, which is in our fast charging column here, and you can charge any battery powered small tool like this. Just one of the many uses for the Cobra Power Station, giving some life back to your small handheld power tools. Now, once you're done with your power tools, sometimes you gotta fix your face. A razor. But look at this. You've got these 110-volt electrical outlets just at home. And you'll see now that my razor is charging. Again, going back to when I was on the road with Chevrolet, yeah, occasionally you had to shave in the back of a trailer because you were flying in and maybe you couldn't check into the hotel yet, so you always had to keep your razor charged. Cobra Power Station, what can I say? If you're a frequent viewer of our channel, you know that we're always testing and evaluating radar detectors. This is an Escort Max 360 that I can power up right here at my desk. And then when we do radar detector product reviews and testing, we've got a supplemental power station that comes along with us for the ride. One thing you'll probably most likely use your Cobra Power Station for is charging your phone. There's my cat. I've made too many green smoothies and I've shaved my face one too many times, and now our power station is out of juice. Here's what you do to recharge this bad boy. There are three different ways to recharge your power station. The one we use, and is probably the most common, is using the AC charging cable that Cobra includes in the box. You just plug it into the wall and it's easy. There's also the included 12-volt charging adapter. So what you do is you connect the 12-volt end of the cable into any suitable 12-volt DC socket, which could be in your car, and then you plug the other end of the cable into the power station's input charging port to start your charging process. And then solar charging. The Cobra Power Station can be recharged with any compatible solar panel. Solar panels are not included with your Cobra Power Station. Regardless of which method you use, you'll know that your power station is recharging by the battery status indicator on the LCD display. If you purchase the Cobra Power Station, it will come with this handy quick start guide. You have to download the full owner's manual from Cobra's website. I thought we'd take a second to go through the owner's manual now and to go through some frequently asked questions. These will help you if you're in the market for the Cobra 200-watt power station. So from the owner's manual, frequently asked questions. Can I charge my power station while also powering other devices? And the answer from Cobra is yes. The power station can power other devices even while it is being recharged. However, it's not recommended to use the power station while it's being recharged, which we would agree to that. How many devices can be connected to the power station at once? Which is another really good question because you've got a lot of different options here as far as inputs. The answer from Cobra, from the owner's manual, as long as you don't exceed the 200-watt continuous power limit of the power station inverter, all AC outlets, USB ports, and 12-volt sockets can be used simultaneously to charge and power devices. The more devices are being used at once, though, the faster the battery will be drained on the power station. How do I turn the fan off? And you'll see the fan on either side. The answer from Cobra. The internal fan is an important part of keeping your power station cool when using the built-in power inverter. The fan will turn on once a certain temperature threshold is reached and continue to run until the power station cools back down. However, when you are done using the power inverter, if you turn off the 110-volt switch on your power station control panel, the fan will immediately stop running as the inverter has been shut off. Here's a couple of really good questions from the owner's manual and even stuff that I asked before Cobra sent this one to us. Can I run sensitive electronics and medical equipment with this device? And the answer from Cobra is the power station has a pure sine wave inverter that is identical to the AC power you use inside your home. So it's okay to run sensitive electronics on this power station. And in the quick start guide here, you see that you can actually use the power station for a CPAP device. And then that second super important question, can this power station be used outdoors and, again, farming, tailgating, camping, hunting, fishing expos? And the answer from Cobra is yes. The power station is designed for both indoor and outdoor use. However, as stated earlier in the product manual, take care not to get the power station wet. Just like a gremlin, can't get them wet, and don't feed it after midnight either. If you get it wet, it can cause harm to both you and the product. So if you're out on an expedition, just don't drop it in the water. One of the most common applications for the Cobra Power Station is a portable 12-volt tire inflator. And we have one. It's a few years old now. The cord for the tire inflator, the 12-volt cord, it's one of those ones you gotta really wrap up and you have to be like a Tetris champion to put it away. So I can't imagine that that's great for that 12-volt cord, but every once in a while it loses connection. And if that happens to you, what's going to happen is your portable tire inflator or whatever device you're powering might click on for a brief second and then click right back off, and then your Cobra Power Station will start to beep to let you know that there's a fault. And usually what you do, according to the owner's manual, is you're going to want to check all the connections and make sure that you have the correct power bank turned on. And we did all that stuff with our small inflator. If the problem persists, and it really is attributed to the Cobra Power Station, make sure that if you get this, you register the product because you get a 2-year warranty. Other critiques, and they're not necessarily the end of the world, but on this fast charge section here for the USB-C on the fast charge section, this little flap just doesn't seal. You really have to fight it to get it to seal. And all the other ones seal pretty well, and you can actually see I'm having trouble getting it. Probably not a deal breaker, but again, if you're using this outside, dust and dirt, water, grime, things like that, that's just something to be mindful of. And the unit is, I mean, all things considered, it is relatively lightweight. It's about 8 pounds, but it is heavy. And if you're towing and you're really watching your GCWR, just keep in mind that this will add 8 pounds to your total load. Let us know your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear how you're using it and, of course, what you think of it. Now that my blender is fully charged, it's time for lunch. If automotive doesn't work out for us, I'm going to get into food blogging. Powering up our devices and melting fat. Reporting in Detroit on behalf of Automoblog, I'm Carl Anthony.